with Stuart Brisgel and David Solomon every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. You think about it, we rant about it. Listen to us live on Facebook.
What's up, everybody? Look who it is. It's David and Stuart, and it is a beautiful day. You know, David, I'm sorry I missed you the other day, but unfortunately, we got to work sometimes for a living. We can't play all the time.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
We're not like these political elite that went to a stadium and played around or travel around to other states to rave havoc on other stuff. But we'll get there. David, I hear that if you live in California and you're in a venue that's more than 5,000 people, or it's an indoor venue, as the roof was on for Super Bowl, you have to wear one of these. Now, I don't want to get thrown off YouTube again for saying that one of these was required at the stadium. However, David, I think you need to report on some very interesting activities.
Well, I got to tell you, there's three things we're going to talk about in this rant today, and it's all going to be about the left and how inconsistent they are. Totally inconsistent, because it's to do as I say, not as I do. There's a lot of other things, and there are three areas we're gonna pick on the left today and show you why we think that they are a bunch of they're just losing their minds. Stuart brought it up. Here's the thing: in case you were one of the over 100 million people watching the game, you didn't have to be there. You were watching the game, and as NBC panned its camera throughout the crowd, because we love to see our celebs, and there was the celebrities like, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck and LeBron James and a whole bunch of other people. You know what, Stuart? Did they adhere to the mask law in California? No, they did not. The hypocrisy, 70,000 people attended the game. It's an open air venue. We understand that.
No, it's not an open air venue. It is not. The roof is on.
I understand, but it's considered an open air venue type of thing, whatever. But you're right. But if they were told there was a law, and in fact, during the week, Governor Newsom made the comment that California will preserve the law, and folks like Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Jay-Z, LeBron James, and so many others were maskless. But if that was it, I would say, spoiled celebs. They're better than we are. But what about the mayor of Los Angeles? Eric Garcetti is out, and he was not wearing a mask. And you know what, Stuart? You know what the guy said? You see, when I talk to people, I held my breath. I didn't breathe on people. What are you, an idiot?
Hang on a second. David, what color shirt is that?
Oh, that's a Rams jersey, my friend.
Wow.
So look, Eric Garcetti, listen, let him support the LA Rams.
So wait a minute. LA is in California.
Last I checked, the game was in California. The
right.
team was in California.
And they were allowed an audience.
Of course they were allowed an audience. 70.
Wow. I mean, were there 4 seats empty between every person?
Okay, let me put you to a little bit of question differently. No, but here's another question. The children that went on the field that sang wore a mask. The elite were told you don't have to. They walked around and pranced around, by the way, knowing they were going to be on television, and did nothing. Now, listen, the performers at halftime, kudos to the hip-hop folks. Kudos to them. They did a great job. Don't wear a mask. Fine. That's part of the performance. I don't care that Eminem kneeled. That's not the point of today.
Well, did he kneel? He kneeled, but
no, he kneeled during the performance, which is kind of comical. But the point I'm trying to get...
well, hang on a second. So Prince used to take a knee, like Elvis used to take a knee. So again, taking a knee, I think the question would be, and again, I don't know what the word is out. Did Eminem quote take a knee, or did Eminem
Oh, no. He took a knee, and like that's not where I'm going to go with this because the left, the irony of it all is the only white guy at the hip-hop performance took the knee. It's okay, call it whatever it is. And the NFL once again let it go and yada, yada, yada. But Stuart, part one of this 3-part rant was the left's inconsistency is where's the call out on the masks? Where's the rip on Eric Garcetti? Where's the rip on those celebs? Again, the left is quiet because these are the people that support the left. And so therefore you can't call out your ally, Stuart. It's such a crappy so that's the first one.
Well, and here's something else. That's right. Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, and Eminem will be paid $0 for their live performance.
Listen, they are, and kudos to them. And I want to tell you, it was like I said, I'm not a hip hop guy. Great performance, but to me, whatever they do and financially with the NFL, and by the way, nobody gets paid for halftime performances. By the way, just so you know.
Well, the funny thing is they were floating that these guys had to pay, but I guess these guys are so flat broke
Stuart,
that they couldn't pay.
Stuart, put it this way. Last year, I think it was, or the weekend did it. He had to pay. Others have had to pay. This is not the point of this rant. The point of this part of the rant, folks, was once again, do as I say. Everybody else in California needs to wear a mask, including children who are struggling and suffering from all these things. But the elite, once again, the elite left can do whatever the heck they want. Stuart, that's the first part of our rant today. Let's go to the second part of our rant today, okay? And
you want to move along already? It's okay. Go ahead, David.
What, Stuart? What?
I just want to say it one last time. Why are there so many hypocrites?
Oh, it's simple, Stuart, because they want to pass on their message. Nobody else's message matters. Which brings me to the second one, Stuart, because this is about the Freedom Convoy in Canada. Fox News is all over it. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's an anti-establishment government that's attacking the government. I was in Ottawa, Stuart, on Monday. Okay? And unfortunately, people that are left there they're not exactly doing what we needed to do for this convoy. But interestingly enough, that from the very beginning, how did the left view the convoy? Stuart, how do you think the left viewed it as?
Oh, it's an insurrection.
It's an insurrection, right? The words were an unpopular uprising. And what's fascinating about all this wasn't Black Lives Matter. This wasn't a cause supported by the left. This was they called it an anti-vaxxer movement, which it wasn't. Okay, folks? It wasn't. It was
because 90% of all truckers are already vaccinated. We know this.
It's not just the truckers. It's not just the truckers, Stuart. You guys in the United States have no idea. We finally are getting sanctions lifted here. Do you know what it's like to have to sit in a home and you can't really go out? You know what it's
David,
like to what?
David, where do I live?
You live in the freedom state of Florida.
Here's something else, David. Yes, you're talking about their process of lifting. The Prime Minister of Canada enacted for, I believe, the 4th time in history. In the United States, it would be called the War Measures Act.
We used to call it that. We changed the name.
Correct. You know why you changed the name?
We don't do. It's not a war.
No, because it gives someone the power as if it was the war measure.
Oh no, there's no doubt. And by the way, Justin Trudeau got crap. Why did you wait till now to enact something that should have been done 2 years ago when we needed help with COVID? And again, poor leadership. The left's not calling him out. The only thing the left wants to walk and talk about is the insurrection occupation of Ottawa. Occupation. Now, folks, I was in Ottawa on Monday. I went in with colleagues and a client. I saw with my own eyes what this so-called occupation is all about. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, that's not an occupation. It's a pain in the ass. Businesses are closed in downtown Ottawa, but to call it an occupation An insurrection is redonkulous.
So does that mean, David, based off your definition, and again, this isn't the subject, but I just got to bring it up. So was last summer's debacle in Oregon an occupation?
Stuart, if the left calls it an insurrection or an occupation, it's got to be correct. Facts do not matter. That's the problem here. The left deals with strict emotion, okay? And as a result, it's got to be, I mean, Stuart, you know it yourself. You've heard the people on the left. If you are on the left, whatever you say matters. Everybody else doesn't matter.
I get it. And this is therefore not for me, but for thee. And this is something that has irked you and I and many of our listeners and viewers around the world on a daily basis. Switzerland, they've lifted their COVID things. We're keeping responsible.
The UK has lifted theirs, but and I got to tell you, look at what happens in countries like France. Socialist mentality, overbearing powers. You look at states like California, New York, socialist mentality, loving the left, overbearing powers. Stuart, the left wants to control your life. And folks, on Friday's rant, we'll tell you a little bit more what we mean by that, by one politician. But in the meantime, Stuart, let me finish with one last thing, if I may. Why the left is so bloody.
I want to put this up. Hot off the press, on fire, on Reuters, just came out, right? Canadian government wants to quickly clear COVID protesters blockade in Ottawa. This is just hot off the press.
Okay, so we know that, but that's not hot off the press. This has been news. And there's a whole story. But folks, one last thing I want to share with you, a little bit of tongue in cheek, okay? Why the left is inconsistent. Stuart, what does Thanksgiving, Christmas have in common?
I know where you're going with this. I got heart for you, baby. I got heart for you. I got a purple heart. I'll wear a purple heart for you.
Okay, a love for me. What is that? Did you hear how much cancel culture last year? The left wants to slam Thanksgiving and Christmas. Don't wish anybody Merry Christmas because you'll offend somebody. Don't do Thanksgiving because we're occupationists and colonialists. All these things. Cancel. Did you, what'd you do on Monday, Stuart? Did you have Valentine's Day with your wife?
Oh, I got in trouble on
Monday. I know. Well, what's the problem? Folks, I want to understand, where's the left with Valentine's Day?
David, how many millions of people out there were sad and depressed and suicidal because they were all alone on Valentine's Day?
You know what?
And you know what, David? We probably should have ranted about this on Monday. But ironically, we're going to catch it up. We always catch in the news cycle. But normally we're ahead of the male curve, right? But now we're even more ahead because it's still not discussed. Isn't that amazing, David?
What's crazy is that if
we give the media a chance. No, we give the media a chance to talk about something that's relative and important. And they're like, hey, I got to scratch my head. Why didn't CNN, MSNBC, CBS, or even Fox News, talk about all those people out there that we feel very sorry that are by themselves, that are near suicidal after 2 years of being locked up and told what to do and what not to do, all by themselves. David, you're right. Great topic.
The left showed once again it doesn't care. Nope. It really doesn't care, eh, Stuart? It just
doesn't fit no agenda. It doesn't fit an agenda, so why talk about it? If it's not a talking point to help their election, why talk about it? If it's factual and based off of science and math, why talk about it? It doesn't fit the narrative. They're narrative-based political parties, which was really the way the Nazi Party, just so you know, David, ran that. No, David, I'm not comparing and contrasting. I'm merely stating a fact that the Nazi Party needed to villainize and narrative-base, attack everyone in their path. It didn't matter, but that was their methodology. And you know what? The George Soroses of the world, they are socialists. They are nothing but.
They want to control and they want to tell you what to do, but at the end of the day, Do you notice what's consistent, Stuart?
Yes, it's almost 15 minutes. We got to say
No.
goodbye.
You know what that's consistent about the left? It's do as I say, not as I do.
But I got a left hand and a right hand. Which hand?
On that lovely note, I'm glad you're like talking about your hands. Folks, a little tongue in cheek about this today, but on Friday, going to get a little bit more serious about really, if you want to talk about an invasion or an occupation, wait till I rant on Friday. Stuart, wish our good friends a have a good day.
I got to wish our good friends to have a good day because David said so.
Absolutely. Listen to us on Rumble, folks. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook. We're everywhere. The rantnetwork.com, rant@theRantNetwork.com if you want to send us your ideas. We love you.